Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your May reading. So, I heard something really great when I tuned into your energy. Spirit was giving me this feeling of there's like a big, bountiful gain coming toward you. But they gave it to me with gain comes from giving of oneself and giving of the thing that they want to give to the world the most, whatever that is, because it's different for every Pisces. My art, my empathy, my guidance, whatever. When you give it well and generously and you're true to yourself, rather than, say, retreating from giving the thing that you want to give because like it scares you or there's intimidation or you fear what other people think and etc. When you lean into, this is what I want to give, this is what I'm made of, this is what I came, like, this is what I'm built for, this is the intersection of my desires, fears, needs, challenges, etc., sets me right here to give this. Nobody can give this the way that I can because this is my unique intersection. Okay? And no matter what you think about yourself, even if you're one of those Pisces who might be sitting at home going like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know what I have to give. What you have to give is uniquely yours. So it's not going to look like anybody else's. And if you don't know what your thing is that you want to give, share, contribute, then this would be a really good month to get really introspective about that. Okay? Okay, because I see big gains. Again, I want to use the word gains, gains, gains coming from this exploration. Geez. Okay, we're gonna... This just flicked out of the deck. Hello, come on. Chariot. Talk about gains. Talk about major, major victory. Hello, light, thank you. Talk about major, 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 major victory. Okay. I shuffled it back in for the record, so if it pops up in your reading, we know Spirit's doubling down even further. All right, so Spirit, let us see the layout of the month of May. We've got that message in our back pocket. And now we want to know the lay of the land and how Pisces people can best navigate it. So Spirit, we want to look at the effects of the recent past for Pisces people as they pertain to the present. And we want to know that present. What is the step that they are in now? And we know that it is a wheel turning, Spirit, that everything is always in motion. So where is the past and the present leaning, tending, trending toward a certain future for Pisces? Where are things headed? And Spirit, we want to know your guidance for Pisces people in the month of May. Your guidance, your advice for Pisces. What they can do to best meet the conditions of this month and turn them toward their highest good. Spirit, their joy, peace, abundance, ease. What's the climate, Spirit? Please share the climate, the energy that Pisces people are working with this month, and a potential outcome for Pisces to either steer toward or steer clear of, depending. Possible outcome, and finally, Spirit, the key to unlocking the best of May. A piece of awareness, a piece of the puzzle. Okay, for Pisces. Let's go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. A lot of pentacles here. And there's that damn Chariot card. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, Pisces. You are coming through as the Page of Pentacles, and Spirit is showing me someone gardening. And a Page of Pentacles is that's a pretty great example, because a page is cultivating something. A page is a student or, an adept apprentice who is on their way to becoming the master of their craft or their trade, or their art. Again, your mileage may vary. Insert your role and archetype here. How are you developing yourself? And are you putting focus on developing yourself? What Spirit said about what you have to contribute. The page is, again, the eager student The student who may be already very smart and very skilled, but the best students are the best teachers, right? The most open to gaining new wisdom and new skills are the people who have the most to gain. And that's what Spirit is really sharing. Now, something else about gardeners. They understand the life cycle. They understand that, the harvest, take a look at your past. The harvest, the death card, our favorite crowned skeleton wielding his giant sickle. What old-timey farmers used to use to cut down the grain, to do the harvest. So things have to die in order for other things to live. And in the life cycle, things can appear dead and that then actually turned out to be dormant or asleep and spring back to life. As a gardener and a cultivator of yourself, I feel like you have recently understood that you needed to step through a door and close it behind you. A chapter of life, a phase of life, a way of being. And nobody likes change but a wet baby. Even when we want to change, it can be painful, and there is some mourning involved. And I want to give you a couple of examples of what I mean, that even when things are great and things are going to be better after walking through this door and closing it behind us, there can still be a mourning period. So for example, a woman who has been, let's say, eager to get pregnant and have a baby suddenly finds that she is pregnant, and then in the midst of that, like, excitement and joy, and there's so much to look forward to, there are periods of like, oh damn, I need to mourn my single life. No matter what happens from now on, like, I have this person that is going to be like my heart on the outside of my body, and I'm going to be caring about that person, that their heartbreaks are going to be mine, etc. I'm not only living for me anymore, and there's mourning in that, right? You have to be able to say that even though, yes, that needed to end or needed to change, to transform, another meaning of death, this needed to completely alter. And it's okay for me to, even though I'm excited about what comes next, it's okay for me to need time to process that big, big, big change. Okay? Now, a lot of pentacles in this reading, lot of pentacles, work, skills, money, sitting in the present moment. 7 of Pentacles, another sickle, another harvest card. You're able to kind of look at what's on the table now and decide, okay, this is how much, let's just give an example. This is how much money I'm making from doing this thing, and this is how much money I'm making from doing this other thing. It kind of feels like maybe if I did less of this and more of that, or less of this and more of that, or whatever, that I might get more bang for my buck. And it is a necessary month for you to make adjustments, to end things or cut off things or harvest things that are complete. And then, when you've done that, you can move on to the next thing and you can build something new. And what I see is kind of you taking, Spirit is showing me you breaking something down and then building it into something different. So there's, like, now Spirit is using the word assessment. Taking an assessment, taking a bit of an inventory of like, what's working, what's not working, what's worth my money, what's not worth my money, what's worth my time, what's not worth my time, what makes me feel like I'm growing and improving, and more opportunities are going to be on the other side of this growth and improvement, and what feels like maybe I might be pouring my energy into this and it's not giving me the returns that I want. These are all the kinds of questions Spirit wants you to ponder. And you don't have any swords here. Important to note. So this isn't as much something to think about. It's literally like accounting, right? It's accounting for what tangible, like what's working, what's not. Like, and then the other side of it, the more Piscean side, your guidance for this month is the High Priestess. It is necessary for all Pisces people all the time, but particularly in May, okay? For you to have quiet, reflective, kind of like dark time is what Spirit is saying, as in things grow in the dark. Okay? aside from the looking at the tangible rewards and making tangible pentacle-like adjustments based on whatever it is that you kind of calculate and count out, there is a need to sink deep into your intuitive practice and say, okay, universe, God, whomever, I'm really pondering whether I want to keep doing X. And so I want you to please send me the messages, resources, teachers, whatever, that will help me come to this conclusion, that will help expand my perspective and help me understand what to do next. And then you calmly, like the high priestess, sit and observe, sit and wait. Make your ask, make your request explicitly of the universe about information or sensation or confirmation or affirmation or whatever. And then, like the high priestess, you must practice detachment. If we're projecting what we want to happen, saying, Spirit, for example, like praying, like, please let me make this much money. That's not the move. Nothing wrong with it. I just don't think it's so effective. That's a little bit like whenever I hear people ask or say things like that, Spirit kind of pretty much always responds with, you're acting like you're in the stands when you're on the field. You are on the field. You are playing. You, like, for example, praying for, as I said before, the resources or teachers or the messages or the information that I need. When you are open to that kind of transmission, it's honestly infinitely better than whatever like sum of money that you could put it on, because what you get is like priceless. Okay? It could be worth infinitely more than whatever finite certain job or certain outcome that you want. It's being open to like a universe, you know what I need and you know what's best for me in this moment, and I want to specifically open myself to receiving your wisdom. When we do that, we set our channel, we tune our antenna to wisdom, to spirit, to receiving synchronicities, whether it's through a random subject line in our email inbox that answers a question that's been on our mind, or we've been wondering if we should take a certain path, and then suddenly somebody, is passing us on the sidewalk and says something into the phone to somebody they're speaking to. And again, it's like, that was the message that I needed. That settled everything into place for me. So deliberately open yourself and tune your antenna to spiritual wisdom, to your deep intuition, okay? To being able to see all the puzzle pieces floating and then have them float together and form a picture, and then you know what to do. Sitting in the climate, the energy around you, Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is a feeling of going without, and Spirit is attaching this to that death card, where it may be like, there could be some, again, nobody likes change but a wet baby. Nobody likes having to let go of something. It might have been bringing them comfort, even if it wasn't working that great. Or it might have been like, oh, but I like my little comfort zone. Why are you telling me I have to shut the door behind my comfort zone and walk out and like test my mettle a little bit? I don't want to do that. Five of Pentacles is a little bit of going without, but then like almost embracing that going without, like why me and stuff like that. And why me just doesn't have good answers, right? Asking that question just doesn't produce really inspiring answers. Now, how is this pain sculpting my soul? That might be a question that could yield some powerful high priestess level answers that could inspire heading off in a new direction. Inspiration is really what I'm hearing. The potential outcome is the Chariot, is being able to take the reins of things. And Spirit, this is what Spirit is saying, something that previously seemed like, maybe it's like, I want to go this way, but also I want to go that way, or like, well, yeah, I want to do this, but I'm scared of that, or whatever. And it's suddenly like we're getting completely on our own side. We're not pulling in opposite or different directions. We know what we have our eyes set on, and all of us is moving in that direction. And Spirit is saying that this is about being, again, on your own side. So it's like, even if I'm fearful, I'm on my own side. Even if I'm failing at the thing that I'm trying to do in this moment, I'm on my own side. I'm on my side always, right? I say that because we have the white horse and the dark horse. And our shadow and our, you know, our conscious and our unconscious. And sometimes they be pulling us into different directions. Consciously, I really want to grow and I want to go out in the world and do stuff and I want to be seen. Unconsciously, I'm really scared of getting rejected again. I'm really scared that no one's going to understand me and I'm going to end up feeling blah, 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 or whatever. And so it's like, I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing that. And then also, and I'm slowly self-sabotaging and moving away. You know what I'm saying? Versus, okay, fears, okay, parts of myself that I don't like that much. I've actually decided we're all on the same side, and that as long as I'm taking care of you and aware of you, then we can make anything happen that we want to. So if I know that I get insecure, or I know that I get confused, or that I'm not great with organization, knowing those things means I can do things to take care of that. If I have a problem with organization, maybe I can get some support. Maybe I can try a new routine, maybe whatever. But if I'm like, I don't know what's wrong, then I can't ever really pull everything in the direction that I want it to go in, right? So again, Seven of Pentacles, taking a little bit of an audit. What's working, what's not working? What's holding me back? What am I afraid of? You know what I mean? Like, is there any way that I'm sabotaging myself that I want to put a stop to? Five of Pentacles, right? Woe is me, or like believing, like putting ourselves in a martyrdom space, or even like a I'm gonna use the V word, a victim space, where it's where we feel that life is happening to us, not we are participating in life. The Chariot would tell you, like, grab the reins and make your decision and pull all of you in that direction, and you can make amazing, amazing strides. The Key card, the Sun, step into the spotlight, enjoy yourself, be yourself shamelessly. All parts of you are lovable and acceptable, even the parts that you would rather that we don't all necessarily know about. If you are moving with your whole self, which is what the Sun is all about, if you are moving with your whole self, and it rhymes with that Chariot card, all parts of me are in accord. We all agree, because I've gone to the part of myself that's scared and said whatever that part of me needs to hear. Hey, listen, I'm not going to push us to go any faster than we can, okay? Like, if you really need me to pull over and slow down, I'm going to listen to you, okay? So you don't need to yank on me. You don't need to grab the wheel, because I'm going to listen to you, okay? Like, you know what I mean? And as we make communion with ourselves and all parts of ourselves agree, things can move also a lot faster than we feel like, and become a lot clearer and fast. Like, and this is just what they're saying is, and between the High Priestess, the Sun, the Chariot, you could really come to some very empowering conclusions that help you move forward this month. Like, oh, I get it now. I really get it. The Sun, everything is lit up. Like, you've been bumbling around in a dark room, feeling for the wall or the door with your hands, and suddenly the universe flips the lights on. Oh my God, that's what I need to do. It's right there. There's the road. Okay, let's go. Chariot. Sitting in the future, Three of Pentacles, building something that you are really excited and passionate about, and bringing in any other expertise, perspectives that help you round out your view. So some of you might be getting together in groups. Some of you might be like doing like accountability stuff with friends or stuff like that. Like, hey, how's your thing you're working on? Here's how my thing that I'm working on is. I feel like you could see some pretty amazing progress this month if you do that combination of taking the audit and looking at the tangible resources, numbers, facts, data, the way that your body is doing. You know, like, oh, after eating this way, I'm demonstrably feeling better or worse. Those are other versions of like the tangible effects, right? Once you've done that audit, then sink into the intuitive space and be like, okay, Spirit, here's what I have kind of been able to figure out for myself from this ground, like, you know, so below to your as above. So this is what I've been able to ascertain about what's happening here. Now, please, Spirit, help enlighten me on what the mirror of that is. What is that showing me? What is it showing me? What moves I need to make? Okay? I feel like you can get some pretty great answers and make some substantial progress. Okay? Pretty fucking fantastic. Moving from death to the sun. Love to see it. How's it sit on you, Pisces? If you feel like sharing, I always love to hear. If you ever want to get a personal reading, the way to do that is also just south of this video. Like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't. subscribe if you vibe. No rhyme intended, but I hope that I also catch you at our weekly Saturday live. Till then, take care, Pisces.